Hi guys, Gisel here with Elevate Aesthetics, and I am doing a virtual Zoom call, and I am going to talk about brows. So the brows is something that a lot of us are concerned about right now because we are stuck inside. So many have come out to me and asked me, Gisel, how do I take care of my brows at home when I can't come in for my service? So I have some tips here for you, and let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you have any other questions, I will definitely answer those for you. So today we're going to talk about some tips. I have about 7 different tips for you. All right, so first things first is that you're going to want to have a set of really good tweezers. So you can have, they can be small ones, they can be the regular size ones, but you want to make sure that you have a good set of tweezers. It doesn't matter whether they're pointy or slanted. If you have slanted tweezers, that's perfectly fine. If you have the pointy ones, those are really good to get those little tiny fine hairs, but usually slanted does work better. You'll want to start tweezing generally after you get out of the shower. For some reason, it tends to be a little less painful when you do it after you get out of the shower. So that's also an opportunity to do it. You're going to want to use a brow pencil, and a brow pencil is going to help you really fill in those sparse brows, but you can also use it as a guide. So for instance, I have a brow pencil here. As you can see, this is one of the brow pencils that I use. It is one that I do retail at my office, but I'm coming out with some new ones. This is waterproof, this particular brand. This is in a brown color here. As you can see, it's a rich brown. And it also comes with a little brush here. So how you can map your brows out is that you're gonna go ahead and look from that inner eye duct there, and you're gonna bring it up here. So you're gonna see, you can even use a pencil or you can use a pen. In this case, I'm gonna use a brow filler brush, and you can see right here, right in there is where that start of that brow is going to be, right in there. Now, if you end up not trying to figure this, like let's say you don't have a brow filler thing, you can use a pencil, you can use a pen, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your brow filler, and then you're going to mark like right there. You're going to go ahead and mark right there. Okay. So this one, for some reason, this one, I haven't used this one in a while. So there we go. There we go. So you're going to go ahead and do a mark right there. And hopefully you'll be able to see that. Okay. So obviously that's way too high. You don't need to do it that high, but you're going to do it right there. So that is going to be the beginning. So then what you're going to want to do is remove yourself from being so close to the mirror, because you'll probably do this in the mirror. You're going to look at your iris and see where your iris lies. So right there, you're going to notice where you're going to put where that middle part is. Like for me, depending on your eye shape, it's really going to depend on where your arch lies. Like for mine, it lies right here. And so right here is going to go from the tip of your nose right through the iris there. And that's where your arch is going to be. And you'll make a mark there. I already have my makeup on. Oh, see, it's a little weird looking. So, and then when you want to get the outer part, you're going to want to go from the corner of your eye to the edge of your brow. And that's where your brow is going to end. Okay, so you have your marks there. And basically after this, what you're going to do is you're just going to connect the dots. So you're going to go ahead and draw that line. Now I'm kind of being over exaggerated right now just because I'm doing this on video, but then you're just going to draw your brow. So you're going to go up right towards that line right there at that arch, and then down. And then you'll go ahead and follow that same guide through the top like that, okay? And then you're just gonna go ahead and fill in all of that area there. What you can do, if you don't want them to be super dark, what you can do is use either use the little brush on there and then brush through them. You can also, some of you guys might have this and don't even realize, there's also this type of brush here that has a comb and also a little brush, okay? And you can brush up your brows. Even when you're using a trimmer, you can go ahead and brush them up and then trim your brows that way as well. That's another good way to do it. You can use also a filler brow. This is Benefit's Highbrow. Okay, and this is like a highlighter. So when you use a highlighter, you're just going to go underneath the brow, just gently under there. You don't want it to be super, highlighted, because that's going to look weird. And then what this does is this also gives you the illusion of lifting the brow. So for me personally, I do have one brow that sits higher than the others. So I tend not to do it on that brow, but I will do it on the other brow. So then that way they seem more symmetrical. And believe it or not, most brows are sisters, not twins. Okay, so just remember that when you're doing your brows. The other thing is that there are some other things you can use at home, but you just want to make sure that when you are tweezing that you have very good lighting. The best lighting, honestly, that I have found is in my car. For some reason, the lighting in my car is amazing. So that's another place that you can do it. Let's see. You'll also want to make sure that when you are tweezing, that you do tweeze in the way that the hair grows. So if yours is growing up this way, you're going to tweeze up that way and from the side, and make sure that you're grabbing the hair from the root. Okay, so you really want to, when you're removing the hair, we tweeze and remove. We don't pluck, because we're not chickens. Okay, so you're going to remove the hair from the base, because if you don't grab it at the base, you risk breaking the hair. Okay, so then, believe it or not, there are people who get ingrowns in their brow area. It happens a lot with people with coarse hair. Stay away from mag lamps. Stay away from the lighting, the extreme lighting, okay? Those types of lighting, I'm sorry, I have to fix that a little bit. There we go. I'm like, I've got crazy looking brows now. You want to make sure that you are not super like hello, hi. Don't get super close to the lamp. You can get, if you're getting like these underneath here, but when you're starting to do the ones that are further down, then you're going to want to make sure that you're from away from the mirror. That's what I'm trying to say. Make sure that you're away from the mirror, and that will help see the balance of the brows. Okay. Next is that you will want to trim your brows. They do make special scissors for brows that you can use. I know that Tweezer Man has it. I know you might be able to find them at like Walgreens or something like that. Don't use regular tweezers. Okay, they just are going to be too big. And then you can fill in the spaces. Like I said, you can use a brow pencil, which is very convenient. A lot of people love the brow pencils. You can use a pomade. So this is Anastasia, and this particular is a pomade, and you can use that. You will need to use a brush of some sort. So like for instance, I have this brush that is slanted, as you can see there. And this is a good brush for filling in, and you're just gonna really lightly touch in there, and then you're gonna fill it in. I personally like using a brush because I feel like the brush is long enough for me to really have good control of it. I like my brows to be a little bit darker, so this is why I like to use a pomade, or you can use in a pinch, and I've done this when I'm traveling. I do this currently because I just love the look. You can use eyeshadow. So in here, I will show you the tools that I have in here. So I actually use this one here. Ooh, that's a dirty mirror. I use this black one here, and I have a spoolie to brush my brows through so they're not super thick. And then I'll have a different type of a brow. This one's a little bit shorter than this other one that I showed you. So, and basically what I do for my brow, this still has powder on it. So I just go up and down, just creating that arch there. And then for here, I just brush up like that. Same thing on this side, I do the same thing. And this brow here, I will tell you, I have to create this arch because this brow here, I have hair that is missing through this area just due to hair loss. I have an autoimmune condition. I have Hashimoto's. So with somebody with Hashimoto's, or as you get older, you notice the tails start to go. And that is very common. So what you can do is you can fill it in a little bit. Some people just fill in the outer areas and leave the rest natural if they still have fuller brows. That's totally fine as well. But this is something that you can do. All right, so you can use brushes, you can use a pencil, you can use a highlighter. And if you have full thick brows, just follow that mapping that I showed you earlier in this call. Just go ahead and follow the mapping, and that will help you determine where your brows should be sitting, okay? Well, if you have any questions, let me know. Again, my name is Gisel, and I am the owner of Elevate Aesthetics here in Dayton, Ohio. So if you're watching this on my YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram, definitely send me a message. Let me know what you think, if you like these videos, and what other topics you would like to see. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.